Hey folks, this is the Serving the Peace podcast. I am your host, Brent Hardy. Welcome to the program. As always, Joshy McJoshface is joining me today. Say hi, Josh.
Hey, hold there.
No, not you, Kermit. Not you, Kermit. I said Josh. Jeez.
I'll just leave.
And Jessica's returning to the program after a long stint due to COVID, due to, I don't know, a lot of other stuff.
I'm not scared of COVID.
You're not scared of COVID. You know who is scared of COVID, though? Gavin Newsom.
Oh my God, he's
and about 70 million Biden voters.
Well, yeah, me too. But yeah, so Newsom is absolutely. I don't think he's scared of COVID. He's scared of what's going to happen when people stop being afraid of COVID and start thinking for themselves and realizing he's a flaming douchebag. So I think that's the bigger issue that he's worried about.
So I'm kind of looking at this pattern here where everything was getting better, right? And, well, according to the media, everything was getting great, everything was getting better. They were celebrating these Democrat governors, these Democrat mayors, and all this stuff. Like, they're doing a great job, they're working hard. Trump's not doing anything, but they're doing great, and they're doing these wonderful things. And all of a sudden, everything's going back on lockdown.
Yeah, so how good of a job is anybody really doing?
Well, for me, it's kind of vindication. Because this is exactly what we were saying for a long time, where the lockdowns do nothing.
No.
Okay, you could lock up grandma for 6 months, and when she comes out, it's just as dangerous for her as it was 6 months ago.
I'm not a big Fauci fan, but even Fauci's like, hey, the lockdown's not really necessary. It's not really, doesn't really help. In fact, a lot of medical professionals, a lot of scientific professionals are saying the lockdown's not really going to help. That's not going to help. Look, we need to wear the mask. Everybody's got to wash your hands, wash your ass. You know, just like stay generally clean.
Oh, that's what would be wrong.
Yeah. Apparently, nobody washed their hands or wiped their butts before this happened. Hence the run on toilet paper.
There hasn't been enough toilet paper.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and I regret this, but
stay 6 feet apart, all that other stuff. This is actually a trick of the camera that you listening don't see. We're actually each 6 feet apart, but through movie magic, it looks like we're all sitting together.
Separate buildings.
Anybody believe that?
What's more believable is we're just giants. I'm actually 30 feet tall, everybody. So we're 6 feet apart. We're just, it's an oversized table and everything, and a microphone.
We're actually not even in the same room at the same time. The editing is just that good.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you lock up Granny for 6 months. It comes out. I said this back in February when all this was starting to come out. I said, look, as soon as it's here, it's not going to go away.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's a virus.
It's a virus. Exactly. Okay, just like the flu. We're still dealing with the same flu of, 1912?
Well, and
it just mutates a little bit every year, but as soon as it's here, it's here.
Look at things like the measles or smallpox that, those are eradicated. Okay, they're not really eradicated. They still pop up every now and then because you don't get rid of it. You just get it under control. So eventually we will get everything under control and things will go back to normal. Not new normal. And I hate it. Oh my God, it pisses me off so much every time I hear the new normal.
New normal?
Yeah.
Mask wearing? No.
Yeah, that's not going to be the new normal.
I'm not going to wear masks forever.
Give me an elbow instead of a handshake or a hug.
Nope, I'm
ridiculous.
Still shaking hands, sorry.
I'm shaking hands. I'm hugging people whether they want to or not. It's called a struggle cuddle, and I'm in.
The cuddle with the struggle?
Yeah.
No, you hug me!
I may have done a few struggle huggles.
Frankly, I wasn't a hugger before COVID. We're a hugger now.
You're going to become a struggle hugger.
I am the struggle.
Struggle cuddler.
I'm the struggle.
Yeah.
Let go of me!
I don't want to do it.
Okay. So, well, that's COVID.
Yeah, we're done with COVID. Moving on.
Yeah, I don't want to. What else is... Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Josh, I mean, he is our resident comic book guy.
You know they're real people, right?
Well...
Not comic book people? They're like real people? Well, Johnny Depp's a real person. Amber Heard is a bitch, but...
Well, lay this out. What happened before and what's happening now?
Okay, so what happened before? All right, so Amber Heard came out and, was accusing Johnny Depp of spousal abuse. And the world lost its shit. Johnny Depp started getting, a lot of hate about it. Everybody
was this during Me Too?
It was kind of during the whole Me Too thing.
Yeah.
Is when it kind of came out. Everybody jumped on her side, because all victims have to be believed and blah, blah, blah. Well, here's the problem with that. And here's the problem with all victims have to be believed. People like her, garbage humans, lie, and it's not true, and they hurt that whole message of everyone should be believed. Because she was full of shit. So she did take him to... So there was a whole court battle over the thing. He actually was really quiet about it for a long time. And then finally, I don't know really why, but Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say she's the one who ended up saying something.
No, she was the one who brought it all out. She was the one who was making the allegation. So she's making the allegation, trashing his name all over town, dragging him through the mud. She has all this evidence that he was abusing her that she sold to tabloid reporters in order to sensationalize the story. Well, then he finally gets fed up with it, and he's like, okay, fine. Let's tell my side of the story. His side of the story is that she's actually the abusive one. And then he has, and by the way, all her evidence was, we'll just say, sketchy at best. So then he starts bringing out his stuff, which is police reports.
Well, this was after she admitted it.
After she admitted that it was fake?
No, she admitted on a podcast or an interview or something that they had fought and that she had hit.
Oh, yeah. No, okay.
That's what started it.
Okay, no, that's not what started it. It all started before all that. So there was an incident where she was on a podcast where she was actually mocking him, mocking Johnny Depp, where she talked about, we used to argue, and he said I punched him. I didn't punch him. I hit him, and it was fine. He was being kind of a baby about it. Did she actually cut off the tip of his finger?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, she cut off the tip of his finger. Yeah. And So there's all these
Some
pictures.
guys pay extra for
Well, here's
that.
the thing. So there's these pictures of her with bruises, but then pictures of her the next day with no bruises. So that's a little sketchy.
Makeup tricks?
Well, but which part's the trick? The bruise or the bruise being gone? There's police reports where she called the cops saying, yeah, he's hitting me, and yeah, he beat the shit out of me. And the cops show up and they're like, there's not a mark on you. We're confused. And then nothing happens. So then she hires a private investigator. And the private investigator, his whole report, which ended up coming out, basically said, I can't find anything on him. He's actually a really good dude.
Yeah.
That was the private investigator she hired. Every person that Johnny Depp has ever worked with and dated, including the mother of his children, have come out and said, he's like the nicest guy on earth.
The only thing I recall when it comes to Johnny Depp, because, people's reputations go out, right?
Yes.
You learn, like Taylor Swift, I don't necessarily like her, but she's really good to her fans. Like, that's always been her reputation.
Yeah.
She's been really good to her fans.
Yes.
And then there's other people who, have a big, huge fan base, but they're not kind to their fans.
They're terrible to their fans.
Yeah, they don't like them. They're tired of getting swarmed in public, and I kind of understand both sides of that, but that's a whole different conversation.
I get it.
But Johnny Depp, the only thing I recall ever hearing about him is he does suck with money.
Yeah, because, he's had a drug problem in the past.
He's had a drug problem, but he has a spending problem. Like, he'll buy multiple houses.
Oh, yeah, he'll buy
do all
crazy
sorts of
shit,
stuff. He bought the horse that he, what movie was that? The Headless Horseman one.
Yes.
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow.
He ended up buying that horse, and spending a lot of money on stuff. Like, he's very impulsive buyer.
Okay, sure.
But that's the only thing I know.
That's it. That's like the worst thing
He
anybody
makes
can
a lot
say.
of money, though.
Yeah, he makes a lot of money. But he still got to part with their money.
So
Nicolas Cage went broke, and he made a lot of money.
So let's talk about...
Nicolas Cage went broke, though, because he bought that house, that haunted house in Louisiana.
Yes.
Is that what he said?
That is it.
I know about that. It's true,
It's the LaLaurie mansion.
Yes.
Is it like a curse?
It's a cursed.
It's a cursed house.
You gotta watch or listen to a podcast about LaLaurie.
It had nothing to do with the terrible movies he was making.
No.
Oh, no.
No, listen. He bought this house. He also bought a plot to be buried in Cemetery Number 1, I think, in Louisiana, in New Orleans. But he bought this mansion. And it is cursed. Like, listen to the stories on it, because it is super haunted.
Does he actually live in it, or he just owned it?
I think
he just owned it.
No, I think he tried to live in it for a short time.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then lost everything. And then got rid of it. But the person that owns it now does not live in it.
Because I thought he was, overspending a lot. Like, just because he wasn't really appearing in a whole lot of
he
movies.
buys crazy...
And then it kind of came out that he was filing bankruptcy.
We're still on Cage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he buys crazy shit, too.
He does.
He was spending a lot of money, he was doing all this stuff, and then it kind of came out that he was looking at bankruptcy and all those problems, and next thing you know, he's in everything. Like, he's in B-rated movies, like straight to VHS, or not VHS.
VHS!
Sorry.
How old are you?
Old enough, alright?
God, VHS.
But
Do you
you
know
know
what a VHS? Do you even know what a VHS is?
Yeah, my producer doesn't even know what a VHS is, but and DVDs, like straight to TV movies and stuff like that.
Do you even know what a DVD is? No, I'm kidding. It's all streaming now.
Yeah. But yeah, he was appearing in everything. You can go on Netflix right now and you can find him in all sorts of stuff. You know?
Sure.
Because
But that's because he sold the mansion and the curse was broke on him. He went to see some witch lady and broke the curse.
Have you seen the movies he's made in the last year or two? I don't think the curse was lifted.
Yeah.
But so going back to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, in this cancel culture that we exist in right now, we're in an area where, okay, well, so it's possible that she's actually the bad person in this story, not him, or maybe they both are, okay? But he's the one getting punished for it and not her. Mm-hmm. So he was in those Fantastic Beasts movies. He was at the very end of the first one, and spoiler alert, he's the main bad guy in the second one. He was supposed to be in the third movie. He shot one scene, and then they had to shut down because of COVID. Well, Warner Brothers basically politely asked him to resign. And they're like, look, you're getting a lot of bad press right now. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things going on, so we would like you to not be in the movie. Which he did. He did. He went ahead and resigned from the film.
Yeah, he always seems like a very classy guy.
However, he has a pay or play, what's it called? Pay or play contract? They still had to pay him. They still had to pay him the money, whether he was in it or not.
Oh, I would resign too then. I'm like, oh, you mean I don't have to memorize these lines?
$40 million.
Oh, wow.
Warner Brothers paid out $40 million on his contract and isn't going to have him in the actual film.
So if they recant and be like, no, we figured out all this other stuff, we did an investigation, this stuff other came out, we want you to come back, do they have to pay him again?
No, they wouldn't have to pay him again, and I don't know.
I don't know if they've already paid him.
Well, here's the thing. So they've already paid him on the contract.
I think it's a new contract, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Look, I'm not a contract expert, especially Hollywood contracts. I don't know if he would have to be. I don't even know if he'd have to be in the movie. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. So I don't know all the ins and outs of it. But as of right now, he is no longer in the film. I believe they're still going to use the one scene that they filmed with him and then build off of that. But they had to pay him $40 million for that.
Wow.
Now there's a huge, actually, movement online, and I hate that term, but still, movement online to remove Amber Heard from the next Aquaman film.
Yes. Which kind of brought me up to this anyways. Cause
I'm on board.
Yeah.
I'm on board. No, I think if you're going to cancel, if in this area of cancel culture, she's actually the villain of the story, not him. But at the very least, they're both possibly. I mean, worst case scenario or best case scenario, it's both of them. I think it's just her, and she should actually feel the brunt of this, not him.
As somebody who's actually investigated a lot of domestic violence and a lot of domestic disputes and stuff like that, I'll tell you right now, I've arrested just as many, if not more, women for domestic violence than men. Because there is a culture that it's okay for a woman to push or slap a man,
but it's not
definitely not the other way around.
Yeah.
Which everyone in this room can feel that. They're like, yeah, you don't hit a woman, right? Every man I ever known has said that, even if they have.
But no,
but
it goes either way.
But
that's
the law,
that's sexist.
Well, that's the problem. But the way the law works, the law doesn't pertain to any.
Yeah, the law doesn't actually care. Somebody's going to jail.
So you'll talk to a guy, and the guy will be like, "Oh no, we didn't. It never got physical. That's fine because we separate, right? As soon as you show up on scene, you separate them.
Sure, of course.
And you talk to one, and then you talk to the other. So you'll talk to the guy. He's like, "Oh no, it never got physical. Everything's fine. Blah blah. Just we were arguing. Couples do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, fine. Whatever. Can I help you guys something? Can I mediate something? Just trying to be like that counselor in the field." And he's like, "No, I think we'll work it out. I'll go sleep at buddy's house." Then I go talk to her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, he cornered me in the kitchen, and I felt threatened, so I pushed him, and I slapped him, and I grabbed the knife, and I threw it." I'm like, okay, well,
you're going to jail.
You're going to go to jail because when it comes down to domestic violence, what it comes down to is we're actually investigating the dominant aggressor.
Yes.
And so sometimes it both gets physical. She'll go to shove him, he'll shove her back, whatever it is. But it all comes down to the dominant aggressor. Who did the most damage?
Yeah. So, and I can tell you from the jail perspective of that, who ends up bailing that person out is the spouse.
The spouse.
Yes. In fact, I was working just the other night, and it happened. She got arrested for abusing him. Mm-hmm. He bailed her out.
Well, I've had him follow me.
It happens all the time.
Isn't there a protective order?
Not automatically.
Okay.
You have to actually.
You have to serve him.
Yeah, you have to serve
him.
And
you have to get him to be okay with it. Yep. And you have to get a judge and all that stuff. So you try and do that really quick, and you try and get that done.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, doesn't always work. All right, let's go ahead and take a break now.
That person. It's really far.
Actually, it picks up everything just fine.
Actually, I was talking about the Gatorade, but.
Oh. Yes.